And recording is started.
Great. So hi, Christine. Welcome. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you, Deborah?
Good.
Nice.
So welcome to the call today. I just wanted to let you know what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going through a process. We're going to get to know you a little bit better and your business and get clear on what it is that you are wanting and what you're doing and how you can shift. And also what could be slowing you down, what could be standing in your way, what could be stopping you. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Excellent. So tell me what brought you here today.
What brought me here? I'm sure we're trying to get rid of our apartment management. So we want to have something, we want to get our other businesses replacing the income that we have from the apartment management.
Okay, so you have other businesses and you want to replace that income. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and what kinds of other businesses do you have?
Well, I manage 14 streams of income. Maybe it's 15.
Excellent. Okay, that's a lot, but that's great.
But one of them is the apartments. And the thing is, what happens with this is people think it's going to be oh great, you manage apartments, all you have to do is take money. No, if there's a pipe breaks, we have to help fix it. We have to call the plumber. We have to clean up the mess afterwards. It's not fun.
It's a lot of work. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of work. And people move out of their apartments and we give them a list of what they're supposed to clean and the condition they're supposed to leave the apartment in. And we try to do a walkthrough when they leave, but a lot of people just scarper and they won't come and do a walkthrough. So then we have to go in and clean the stove and the fridge and the cupboards because they haven't even done. And the stoves are the worst you'd ever want to imagine. And I'm the one that does that. And it takes time away from me doing what I want to do. I want to be coaching people and working with people and helping people be able to build their own businesses.
So what are you envisioning for the business that you're going to be creating to replace this income?
What do you mean envisioning? I'm envisioning freedom. And the reason I want to do online is because we have 8 children and 16 and a half grandchildren. And another grandchild that's coming in May.
Wow, fantastic.
And they're all across, 5 of them are in the United States, Florida, Boston, Washington State. There's 3 kids in Washington State. And then we have 2 kids in Vancouver area and 1 over in Nova Scotia. So we want to be able to just have a condo or be able to have a timeshare where we can go and stay in all these different cities and stay there for a month or 2 and not have to. I really don't care if I don't have a home. I want to be able to be where my grandchildren are.
And that makes a lot of sense, definitely.
Yeah,
so how much money are you currently making with the rental that needs to be replaced with this new business that you're creating?
Depending on move outs and stuff each month, it can be anywhere from about $1,500 a month to almost $4,000. It fluctuates.
Okay. That's a good range. Good. And so at the moment, right now, where do you feel that your business is at in terms of replacing that income? What do you generate that's close to that or not close to that?
Okay, so December, our income was just $400 shy of $10,000. And that was my goal, is to get to 10,000 by the end of 2020. And so we missed the goal by $400. And then January has been a really slow month. But I couldn't believe my December. But that was also because we had a $2,000 check come for the apartment management.
So combining those 2 incomes, just to get clear, I want to make sure it's the apartment and the online business
was just shy $400 of 10,000.
Okay, excellent.
Gross income.
All right. And so tell me a little bit more about the business that you're wanting to create that's going to replace this income.
Okay, I want to be coaching people on a, like, have people sort of like what Gloria does. She has people where she has masterminds, and I've started a mastermind of my own actually. And the sales from that also helped boost up the income for December. And so I want to be able to sell bigger ticket programs. So people would want to be in a mastermind for a year and work on their own businesses and use LinkedIn to help them be able to do that.
Okay, so you're coaching people, and the topic that you're coaching on, the
helping people find the perfect prospects by unleashing the power of LinkedIn.
Perfect.
And being able to develop those multiple streams of income for themselves.
Okay, excellent. So you're starting that mastermind, you're doing sales to boost income, you want to sell bigger ticket programs and to do a one-year mastermind to help them work through that. Is that correct?
So yeah, I want to be able to sell $20,000 programs that are annual programs.
Okay, perfect. It sounds wonderful. So let's look at where, you know, so far what you want to achieve. If you could realistically imagine yourself in 6 months to a year's time, what would that look like?
In 6 months to a year's time. Well, by the end of this next year, I'm definitely wanting to be in the six-figure income bracket, and I think I can do it.
And tell me a little bit more about the confidence of, I think I can do it. Do you have a plan in place? What else do you think is going to be happening there?
I do have a plan in place. I'm working with a coach right now, and she's been helping me tremendously. And one of the key things that I've realized I've been missing is a really good email program and a really good email platform, so that I can be able to have lead capture funnels and have business coming in automatically. But with this new platform, I can set up lead capture funnels and have these little mini sites with it that are powerful SEO sites that I can actually sell products and services online, and people, I can be making sales while I'm sleeping. That's the ultimate, being able to make sales while I'm sleeping.
Sales while sleeping, and that sounds like a dream, right?
Yeah.
The ultimate dream. Excellent. Okay. And so how much would you be needing to make to be able to do all that?
Well, I've got to be making $10,000 a month at least.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so let's say that you've done all that. Mm-hmm. You're earning your 10K. You are, you've got all these new email platforms that are working for you, these sales funnels. You're generating the sales in your sleep. You have this new location that you're moving to, or having a place that you've got the freedom to take your children and your grandkids to. You've got all those things in place working for you. And tell me what else. Tell me more about that. What does that mean for you?
I am a pretty organized person. I'm driven. I'm a driven person too. When I have a goal in mind, I'm like a bulldog. I won't let go.
Okay, and what else?
So repeat that question again. What else?
If you have all those things, the freedom, the kids, the grandkids, spending time with them, spending a month or two, doing the things that you want to be able to do, generating those automated funnels with 10K a month, what would that actually do for you? What would that mean for you?
That would be freedom, total freedom. However, I do feel like I'm free now, but I will be more free once I've got everything in place, all the different systems in my email program and my little mini websites, because my goal is to set up a little mini website for all of my different streams of income, so that way I can have all these multiple streams of income continuing to provide for me and my family.
Okay.
Now, I don't know, the thing that I don't have figured out is my legacy. So if I was to die, who's going to take over and what are they going to do? So how can they, so that part needs to be figured out. What happens when I die? After I put all this work into setting up my business and I've got this income coming in, it's what happens then.
What happens then? And so tell me a little bit more about what you would like to have happen. If it was the ideal, what would that look like?
Well, I would like my kids to be able to just move in and continue to carry on the business. But the way things are right now, they're all so, or have a way to sell the business to somebody. I can't see any of my kids moving in and taking over and doing what I'm doing. They have no idea. They have no idea what I do in my business. They're all so focused on their own income streams, and two of our sons are programmers, and they make really good livings. One is a lead programmer for Amazon. 3 of our daughters are RNs. All 3 have their bachelors of nursing in science, and the one has just about got her master's. She's probably by next fall she should have her master's finished for nursing. And one is a legal. She's a paralegal, and one is a dental hygienist. One is a goldsmith, has his own business. One is studying to be a doctor. It just about covers everybody.
So they're all really well accomplished. I mean, it sounds, you must be so proud of them for what they're doing.
I am, but what's going to happen to my business? I can go to all this work and build my business. How am I going to go through that? How will my family go through that transition period? I can't see any of my kids taking over my business and doing and knowing how to do what I do. None of my kids know LinkedIn like I do. And they phone me. Mom, okay, what can I do on my profile? I need to change it. Okay.
So if you had figured out the legacy piece and you knew what to do with the business after you had passed, there was a full plan in place for there, whether it's to sell the business, somebody to take over the business, that there could be residual income in terms of generational income going to your family, perhaps with that. What would that mean to you? What would be the best part of that?
The best part of that? Well, I would relax a little more, knowing that the kids would be looked after, because part of that whole journey is setting up trust accounts for my grandchildren so that they can have help for either going to university or buying a house or and I'm already working on that, because I've got, investments set up and things so that profits are going in and into different areas. So, but I would feel really great. It would be absolutely awesome to know that I had all those things in place, all those little gears, cogs, all working together to this one end where my legacy would be able to be felt by my family, even though they don't understand the business.
Right. But that's amazing. You are such a good grandma to be able to be devoted to your family in that way.
You know what I've been doing this last year? I've been doing Google Hangouts with my grandchildren.
That's good for you. That is a good, devoted grandma. They're going to be talking about you for generations to come. My grandma who's been online. So what else is important to you about all that? Putting all those pieces in place?
My music.
Your music. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me more about the music.
I'm a classically trained mezzo, and I still have a pretty good voice. And it's not got a whole bunch of tremor in it, where a lot of people, women, after 65, they start getting a lot of too much vibrato in their voice, and I can still really control it. So I would really like to do more with my singing and go sing with seniors in my spare time.
Beautiful.
I love all the Doris Day and Patti Page and Dean Martin songs, and all those, that era.
Ah, perhaps I got a few people I could hook you up with that like to sing those kind of things in that era online. It works really well.
In Vancouver, I did it part-time. I have a portable amplifier that's on wheels that I can just pull wherever I go, and it has a microphone, and I plunk my iPhone on top. There's a thing to plug it in, and I just download professional sounding music and pay for it online onto my phone. And so I've got professional music for all the Doris Day songs and Patti Page songs and Vera Lynn and a bunch of those oldies.
That is fantastic. You are one talented lady. So tell me, what do you think could be stopping you or slowing you down or standing in your way from having those things right now?
Time. I don't have enough time to do everything I want to get done. I have to have 5 minimum 1,000-word articles written, 5 of those written by Saturday for my 5-page website. I'm going to be having a couple of sleepless nights. Thursday and Friday night, I'm going to be up all night.
So time and then sleep is an issue that you've got. So what else could be slowing you down or standing your way or stopping you from having the 10K business, creating the legacy, doing some of the singing, spending time with your family and the grandkids?
I'm with my husband, right? When I say with family, it means my husband too.
Right, of course.
What else could be slowing me down? I hate no-shows. People that no-show you, they book an appointment and then they no-show you. And I'm an organized person, and I piggyback. I know how to piggyback. In fact, I'm thinking I should start a course on how to piggyback, because I run into so many people who say they don't know what to do with they've got so many things to do and so many courses that they're in, and they just get paralyzed because they don't know which one to do first. And I can understand how they feel, because I'm so driven and so focused. I've always got things that I can be doing. But when somebody no-shows me, I've got my mind already focused on what we're going to talk about. And that's all laid out. And then now I have to do a switch and do something else in my piggyback list. Those people, I'm sure they have a good reason, but most of them I never hear from again.
So it feels like pressure for sure. I mean, you've got the time element, not enough sleep. You've got all these different interests and things that you want to start. You are organized, but still you're not having enough time for the family, and you're not generating the income. So what else is slowing you down or standing in your way and getting in the way from having those things?
Well, I'm at the point where I should really hire a virtual assistant, I guess, to help me get some of these things done, because I've got too much on my plate right now. And I'm coping well, but it's slowing me down.
Right. So you are actually doing everything yourself right now.
Yeah, everything. I'm learning how to do SEO and how to use it. This is now my 5th email platform I've tried.
So what difference do you think it would make to be hiring a VA and being able to outsource? What difference would that make for you?
That would be great. I can hire a VA when I have a steady income of $10,000 a month. That's my goal. I will hire a VA.
Okay.
And but I can't. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not substantiate that. Can't substantiate. I can't. I guess I can't substantiate that until I'm doing that steady for 6 months in a row. I want to make sure I've got that steady 10,000 a month or more income coming in.
Okay, so you can't justify that unless you have the 10K per month. Justify consistently. Okay, good. Anything else slowing you down, stopping you, standing in your way?
I can't think of anything right now.
Okay, and so what impact is it having on you for you to be able to, for you doing everything now, knowing that you want to sing, knowing that you want to spend more time with your family, your kids and your grandkids, knowing that you have to put all these pieces of the puzzle together in the business, all the SEO, all the email campaigns, writing all the articles, literally doing all the digital work yourself. What impact is that having on you and your business right now?
Doing everything and wanting to do music. Oh, what impact is that having on my business? Well, I would have more time to do posts, but I cheat. I have an auto posting platform, and so I schedule posts. Once a month, I sit down for a half a day and just schedule posts to go out every day for the rest of the month so that I have something going out every day. But I would like to do more posting in the groups than I have been. And I think a VA could do that. She could be doing those. Because the posts in the groups are a little bit more of a challenge. You can't schedule those through an auto posting platform.
Okay. And so having to do it all and not spending the time with your family that you want to be able to do, what impact is having on you personally? You had mentioned you were tired, sleeping, not having enough time. How does that make you feel?
Well, some mornings I'm really tired. I'm getting better at going to bed earlier, but there's just times when I have programs that are due that have to be done by, like the crunch I'm going to be under this week to get those 5 articles done. Yeah, it would be really nice to just wake up, get up with my eyes open and not by an alarm clock.
And so what impact does it have on your husband of doing all this on your own, including running the apartment right now?
I am so blessed. My husband is very patient, and he sees the progress that we've made since I've been doing all of this. And so he just is really, he's even taking a computer course so that he can perhaps help me with some of this. So he might end up being my VA. So we do have plans in place that we're working on.
Okay, and how does it impact your children and your kids to have you focus so much on the business?
Oh, I just hate it when I miss an appointment with one of my grandchildren. I missed an appointment today. Oh my gosh, Catherine, I totally forgot that appointment. I totally forgot. And I just had people phoning me, and I try to use my electronic calendar, but somebody will just phone me and they'll just say, hey, can you hop on a call for a few minutes right now? I've got a question. And I'll look at my watch or the clock and say, sure, we got 5 minutes. And I had several of those calls today. I don't usually have that happen very often. And then I've got all my booked appointments and all my online Zoom calls, and so we texted back and forth. So we've booked another appointment for later Sunday afternoon. So I don't have anything on Sundays. I try to keep my Sundays open for family. So, but that just breaks my heart when I miss one of my grandchildren's calls like that. It doesn't happen very often, but boy, it just breaks my heart.
And that's tough when that breaks your heart. I mean, when you want to spend that time with that grandchild and she wants to connect with you and you miss a call and you're not able to do it with your schedule the way that it is.
Thank goodness she's old enough to understand. She's 18. So and we've been talking about universities. She's been trying to decide what university to go to the next year because she graduates in May. But anyway, we'll talk on Sunday. I can't let it.
Lots of plans for her and the kids, and she can get lots of good advice from Grandma. So how are all these challenges affecting you right now?
They just make me tired. They just really make me tired.
I bet.
About 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I just want to go lie down and sleep for 3 hours. But I don't, because I know if I do, then I'm going to pay for it later.
It must feel like a lot of pressure.
It is a little.
Okay, so what's been the cost psychologically and financially because of those challenges?
Well, we might be making a lot of gross income, but a lot of that is being spent to pay for programs, like my coaching program and my different programs that I'm on, the Secret of Selling program, and I'm on the Dominate LinkedIn program, and they all cost money, and that's one of the reasons why I'm really looking forward to just having Groove and not having to have Keep, because Keep is another monthly cost. And what really frustrates me more than anything is that they're all in the US dollar.
Absolutely. So being tired, having all, being, perhaps not getting enough sleep, having all the pressure to do it, making all these pieces of software talk together, and not having the time with your family that you want, missing time with your granddaughter when you were doing that and having to push that off to another day. How does that make you feel?
I can't put my word to it. I'm trying to think of the word for it, but it makes me, I get hand-wringing fidgety, and I get these tics, and I just can't sit still because something's gnawing at me, and I want to be able to not have that gnawing at me. And if you understand, I don't know what word to put through that.
Is it anxiousness? Worry?
Yeah, anxious. I get anxious.
So if you could overcome some of these challenges and flow a little bit more freely towards your goals of more time to yourself to be able to decide where you want to put your time and your energy, more sleep, less pressure, less of that anxiousness feeling, more ease and more flow, knowing that you could spend time with your family if you wanted to be able to. A lot of things could be outsourced if they needed to be outsourced for you, that you wouldn't have to handle everything yourself, but that some of the other technical things and making all the pieces work together could be outsourced and handled. What would that mean for you?
You know what? I would hire a housekeeper. Yeah.
Amen to that. I mean, it's
part of this piggybacking, and when I do have time off or free time, I'm cleaning the house and vacuuming.
But that's probably not how you envisioned it, because you're wanting to spend time with your family, to go away with your grandkids.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, you're wanting to envision programs and maybe having somebody else create those programs, or deciding on a blog topic and having the VA write the blog topic for you, right?
You know what's really bad about that thought is I'm embarrassed to have him come into my house. I have to clean my house first before the housekeeper comes.
That's very typical. I hear that a lot. Even I've done that on occasion. That's terrible, isn't it? It's really funny when you think about that.
Bathroom.
So having all those things in place that would, free up so that your time, so you don't have to do the cooking, the cleaning, the doing all of those things. What would you imagine that would do for you and your family?
I'd like the cooking. I like cooking. And as long as my family likes what I cook. I'm a pretty good cook and a really good chiffon cake baker.
I could see the chiffon cake baker who's singing at the same time. You'd be singing in your kitchen with the grandkids hanging around you.
Well, whenever somebody has a birthday, I usually call them on Messenger or WhatsApp or whatever platform we've got a family thing set up on, and I usually sing happy birthday.
Oh,
I have
see, and I bet you they're recording that and they're hanging that on for a legacy because she's such a And then how does that feel to be able to spend that time with your grandkids to do more singing?
Oh, it just feels great. And I've got grandchildren that really have nice voices. They're really good singers. And in fact, I don't know any of my grandchildren that can't sing. They're all good singers because I've sung with them since they were babies, right? And they know some songs, and when we get together, we sing songs together. It's fun.
Beautiful.
One of them I'm teaching piano lessons to actually right now.
Ah, very nice. So what have you found most valuable about our time together so far?
Oh, I could just give you a big hug. You're awesome.
You are too. Big hugs, girl, big hugs.
This is what we do with all my grandchildren. We go like this, distance hug, and then blowy kiss.
So do you feel that you're at a critical point in your life right now?
Yeah, I am. I really am. I'm right at the crux of where I need to really make a major pivot to make my business really pay.
Okay. And would you agree that
talking.
Pardon me? Sorry?
That's why we're talking.
Yes, absolutely. And so would you agree that to be getting to your goals of more sleep so that you don't have to be waking up by alarm, outsourcing house cleaning, hiring a VA to do a lot of the tasks that you don't want to do anymore, freeing up time so that you could travel with your kids and your grandkids, spend more time with your husband, and generating that consistent 10K per month. Would you agree that this is your highest priority right now?
Well, I kind of envision that my 10K a month is actually probably going to be more. I'll be bringing in more than that, but that's the bare minimum that I would like to see coming in. And how do I envision what say that question again? I'm sorry. My mind is going 50 million miles a minute right now.
Okay. So take a deep breath and release it. And I want you to focus. Close your eyes and just imagine that 10K is consistently coming in a month. Maybe it's 15K coming in consistently. You get to sleep in the morning without the alarm waking you. You have a housekeeper that lets herself in. The house is immaculate and clean all the time. And you know that you have a VA that's working with you that is putting everything in place for you. And so when you reach your desk in the morning, at the point that you open your computer, that VA has got everything in place for you of a to-do list for you that is well structured out in your calendar so that you are not rushing from call to call to call to call, but that you have some breathing time in between to be able to relax and enjoy your day. You've got very specific appointments scheduled in with your family and your grandkids that you are never going to miss those calls again because they're important and they're a high priority. How does that feel?
A VA is a virtual assistant. She doesn't come to my office and fix it.
Correct. She's a virtual assistant.
Yeah, so she doesn't come and organize my office. But I was thinking.
But you could hire a professional organizer. So we'll put that in there too.
Okay, that's a good idea. I like that.
Okay. So imagine that you have all those things. Mm-hmm. Though that's your high priority. On a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you to achieving all that?
Probably about a 12 to a 15.
Wow. Good.
That's why I'm so committed and so working so hard. Because I realize that I don't know how many more years I've got. I feel really great now and feel like I'm 30 inside, but whoa, I try to do a backflip. Like, there's no way I can do that anymore.
No, I think that's important.
No.
Well, I work using a 5-step strategy that helps you to achieve the results that that you're looking for. Would you like to hear about it?
I'd love to hear about it.
Good, excellent.
You can help
So
me.
are we supposed to include that in the role play, Christine, or not?
What?
Would we actually include that in the role play or not?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So the first step in this strategy is we work on your vision and getting really clear on the goals specifically and identifying some deadlines and targets that we want to be able to hit. The next thing is we build out a strategy to be able to work very specifically with those goals, to break them down into manageable bite-sized pieces that are scheduled into your calendar so that it is easy for you to accomplish and to identify within those strategies which pieces you're going to be doing and which you're going to be outsourcing. The third component is the implementation and the strategy to identify which pieces of software are going to help you to implement that so that we can streamline the process. The fourth piece is the assessment of determining whether all those pieces work and to see if we need to edit anything. And then we do a follow-up to see where we're going to go to take you as far as scaling to the next level. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Would that be valuable for you?
Yeah. How much is it?
Excellent. That program is $15,000.
Okay. I might be bringing in a lot of gross, but I don't have $15,000 that I want to just sink into this right now. Can we do payments?
You absolutely can do a payment plan.
Okay.
Perfect. And we spread it over 6 months. How would that work for you?
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay, excellent.
When do I get started?
You can get started right away, my dear. And which card would you prefer to use, a Visa or MasterCard?
I got a MasterCard.
Excellent. I'll take that for you. We'll process that and we will book your first session.
Awesome. Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, I just have loved this. This has been great. Now I got to figure out how to turn off my recording.